This is the new Xbox Handheld, and in this video, I get hands-on with the device, breaking down everything that you need to know, from performance, gameplay, specs, and if it's worth buying. But first, if you want to try gaming on the go for yourself, let me tell you about something really exciting happening right now. Intel Gamer Days 2025, Intel's biggest annual event for gamers. It's all about helping you upgrade your setup at the best possible price. From August 25th to September 14th, 2025, you'll find exclusive discounts on processors, laptops, and PC components from all the top brands, so you can upgrade ready for some of the biggest game releases of the year. Intel has also teamed up with EA to become the exclusive PC partner for Battlefield 6, which launches this October. If you pick up an eligible Intel-powered laptop or PC component, including the 13th and 14th gen Core 200 series or Core Ultra CPUs and GPUs, you'll get a free copy of Battlefield 6 included. A standout deal is the Acer Nitro V15 gaming laptop, a perfect balance of performance and value for gamers. Running Intel's latest HX series processors delivers up to 50% better performance per watt compared to competing Windows processors, an NPU that can handle AI applications for camera, voice, or interaction offload in PC games, enhancing the overall gaming experience. Plus, Thunderbolt 5 and Wi-Fi 7 support, and extended battery life for uninterrupted gaming and working on the go. You can learn more about Intel Gamer Days using the link in the video description or scan the QR code on screen. So I've literally just got back from Gamescom 2025, where I got hands-on with both the Xbox Ally and the Xbox Ally X. These are the two brand new official Xbox handhelds that are made in collaboration with ASUS ROG. Now, there are two different product SKUs that will be launching later this year, with the white Xbox Ally launching roughly around $599 is the leaked price currently, and the more expensive Xbox Ally X, which is the black version, that's going to have higher specification and cost around, I believe, $899. Now, those prices aren't 100% locked in and confirmed. There are leaks and rumors as it currently stands, but what is confirmed is the official release date, which will be the 16th of October, 2025. Now, of course, the Xbox Ally is cheaper and also lower spec. It would have been easier if Xbox had kept their naming scheme on these and maybe called it the Xbox Ally S and then the Xbox Ally X to keep in accordance with the Xbox Series S and Series X, because gamers are conditioned to understand that the Series S is cheaper, lower performance, but does the job, and the Series X is higher spec, ultimate performance, and has all of the bells and whistles. Now, there are some huge design changes to the Xbox handheld. We've got the new grips, which are very comfortable. They're more like an Xbox controller in your hand, which helps reduce with the cramp I often get from handhelds, whether that be like a Nintendo Switch or an original ASUS Ally. They weren't too comfortable to hold for extended gaming sessions, whereas this does feel quite a lot better. You've got the same size screen, it's 1080p, 120Hz, also IPS, so no real upgrade in this department, but the overall ergonomics of the handheld has greatly been improved. It's got some slight facelifts to the D-pad, the AXYB buttons are now Xbox branded and colored, you've still got the rear back triggers, which you can customize and map, and also the new dedicated Xbox home button, which is for booting up and accessing the Xbox UI. This is kind of like SteamOS. You've got your SteamOS that's native on the Steam Deck that just makes the overall handheld experience be a little bit more fluid. We now have a dedicated Xbox UI on the new generation of these ASUS handhelds, which will just give you that more native console experience, which obviously goes with the marketing that this is an Xbox. Both at ASUS's press event and also the show floor at Gamescom, I did get to play a variety of different games across both of these handhelds. Titles such as Forza Horizon 5, Doom the Dark Ages, and also Hogwarts Legacy. But interestingly, the higher-end AAA games are a little bit more intensive, were only playable on the Xbox Ally X, which of course has the best processor, RAM specification, and when it came to the lower spec Xbox Ally, I could only play Bellario, is it called? The touchscreen poker game, and also Roblox, so very difficult to be quite critical about the performance, and I'll explain my concerns on that in a moment. In terms of the internal specifications, the cheaper ROG Xbox Ally will be running the Ryzen Z2 A, which is a part of the newer generation of the Ryzen series, but it does run Zen 2 cores rather than Zen 4 cores, which the older ROG Ally and ROG Ally X had present. Now, this Ryzen Zen 2 A processor is only a 4-core CPU, whereas the Ryzen Z1 processor that was in the original Ally, that was a 6-core CPU. And also they were clocked slightly differently with them being Zen 4 rather than Zen 2 cores. Now, I need to test this out, but just from reading specs online, from my initial understanding, the Z2 series are leveraging AI cores inside of the processors, which makes them way more efficient for the battery and also their processing power. So even though they may on paper look like they might be weaker in certain aspects, the technology as a whole is just way more efficient. Kind of similar to like NPUs on CPUs at the moment, where you have this NPU side of the processor that can just do tasks at a way faster rate than anything that's possible from the physical grunt of a traditional CPU core. So we can definitely expect both better battery life and also performance from this Z2 series, even on the cheaper end Z2 A. But we will need to get hands-on with this to see how it compares to the Z2 Extreme, which absolutely obliterates the Z1 Extreme on specifications across the board. If we take a look at the Xbox Ally X, this is running the Ryzen Z2 Extreme, which is running an 8-core CPU, which are both Zen 5 and Zen 5C hybrid processors to get way higher performance out of these bad boys, and it's also packing way more RAM with 24GB compared to the 16GB in the ROG Xbox Ally. There's also a bigger battery life in the Xbox Ally X by 20 mAh with a total of 80 mAh versus only 60 in the standard white console. So overall, you are looking at improvements across the board with the flagship model. Combine this with a larger internal storage of 1TB compared to 512GB. The story really does feel similar to the Xbox consoles with the Xbox Series S and Series X. There's a series of trade-offs depending on which version you go for, but cost might actually outweigh the benefits depending on what your preferences are. Being a long-time user of the original ASUS ROG Ally X, switching over to the Z2 Extreme processor in the new Xbox Handheld, you could feel the instant improvement. It just felt way smoother. Graphics were definitely higher. In the likes of Hogwarts Legacy, these titles are a little bit more intensive in terms of their graphics processing. It was definitely hitting that 120 FPS on that max output on the display. It just ran way smoother. Don't want to throw numbers out there because I can't actually test it until we have it in the studio, but it felt about 20-30% better. I even tried the Ally X docked with the new Xbox controller that ASUS has announced. Now, this Xbox controller pairs natively with your PC and also handheld. So it's got a 1000 hertz polling rate, so it's super fast, like the fastest Xbox controller ever made. And then it has the same dedicated buttons that you can control your Ally X with and your Xbox handheld with. This works surprisingly well. I think the size monitor was 27-inch, 32-inch, and the overall resolution didn't look too terrible, and it was all being rendered directly on the Ally X Xbox edition. Going back to using the original ASUS ROG Ally X with the Z1 Extreme, if you do own this console, there's probably not much point in upgrading. You could definitely wait a few more years. But if you own the original ROG Ally, 100% you want to upgrade from that. Huge brands like Xbox now backing and collaborating on products like this shows how far the handheld market has came in just a short amount of time. It's been 2-3 years of frequent releases of these styles of consoles. And if you compare it to Gen 1 devices to this current iteration, the battery life, the performance, and the overall quality of product no longer feels like these are very expensive prototypes that only enthusiasts are going to buy. It's ready, finally ready for the mass market. It shows how well the Xbox ecosystem integrates perfectly into the ASUS ROG Ally product line. To be honest, this is exactly how I was using my Ally X anyways with PC for Game Pass. Now having the more streamlined Xbox UI and all these things with the dedicated Xbox button makes it feel genuinely like this is an Xbox. And that's probably the first time Xbox has successfully done that, especially compared to that VR headset. On the topic of the Xbox VR headset, if you want to learn more about how that is not an Xbox, you should watch this video next, because if you like this, you'll like that.